Hello, testing microphone. Testing, testing. Hello, testing microphone. Testing. Let's see, filter. Hello, testing microphone. Hello, testing microphone. Okay, guys, welcome to Process Guy. This is me doing some experimental checks. In case you want to see me on YouTube, I'm actually on YouTube live right now. Also on TikTok. So I'm doing some experimentation to see how this program will go. So you can actually check me out on YouTube. I'm streaming right now live on YouTube. And if you want to see the code clearer, I think you can head on to YouTube and you should see something much more interesting. If it's your first time here, let me see you say hi. Let me see you say hi. If it's your first time here, if you don't know what I'm doing, say hi. So I can at least start explaining. Hey, Lady P, how you doing? Roro, Noah, how are you doing, guys? So there's a way we welcome people for the first time. So we have Promise, is first time here. We have Roro, welcome. We have Lady P. I'm sure you're a lady, so I got special tunes for ladies. Okay, guys, so what I do here is I train, I coach, I mentor, and I train people on how to get into tech. So but what I'm doing right now is I have a project I'm currently working on, and it's a mobile application. And if you don't mind, I'm actually also streaming on YouTube as well. I'm doing an experiment. I'm streaming this on TikTok and at the same time on YouTube. Because as you guys will know, the view here on TikTok is kind of different. So I'm trying to create, make it in such a way that you can both view what I'm doing here and on other platform as well. So I'm doing Go and TikTok. Rather, I say Go and TikTok. I'm doing Go and Flutter at the same time. Go, as my back end, and Flutter as my front end. That's what I'm doing. So I have the whole project on this part of the screen. It's a kind of crazy big project, so to say. It's I can't divulge more details. So why? What was the question? Why? Roro Noah. Why what? Oh, why Go? Oh, you mean why Go? Okay, I'm gonna address why Go. Someone is saying it's my first time here. I know this is Flutter. If I'm not wrong, we are on the same course. Yes, this is Flutter. Okay, Surveyor, how are you doing? Welcome to the platform that is for you. So Go for me, reason for Go is because it's kind of fast. I like fast stuff. Of course, it's not the fastest programming language out there. You could try C and maybe even assembly. But the idea of me using Go is because I also like the syntax. The syntax for me is not bad. It looks cool. And the fact that it does auto formatting, that was just one of the things that sold me out. Okay, you're also trying to get into tech. By the way, we also have a WhatsApp group. If you're interested in joining our WhatsApp group, see the link on my bio. Go to my bio, you will see a link on my bio. You can actually check out what we're doing. So don't forget to hit me up on my YouTube page. Go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So let's get developing. I'm kind of doing a little bit of AI stuff in the background. So this guy needs to connect to the OS. I think we are connected now. How do you do that? Okay, let me pick some comments. You said that I have always wondered how people not building on FANG level determine how fast a programming language is serving. Well, for me, the reason why I just like fast stuff. You know, some people might not build as a criteria, and sometimes even though the programming language is fast doesn't mean that it's the best. So speed does not equate to best. So there are other things you also need to consider. How do you do it? What do you mean? How do you do it? How do you do what? How do you do what? Thank you. Nice UI. Thank you. I mean, I'm also trying to get people into tech. Oh, I see. You're trying to get people into tech. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Good one. Good one. Good one. Good one. Oh, okay. That's nice. So let's go on and see what we have here. I'm about to go into the app. I think I already have auto in. I like the dark mode. This is too bright for me. Let's just go all dark mode. Where is that dark mode guy? Okay. So I need to get this app on Apple Store ASAP. There's quite a lot of things I need to do, and this is where I am right now, where you set up the application. And this part is a little bit tricky because this is where I'm doing some back and forth call. I just did an integration to Google Gemini. I'm using Google Gemini to get data from the backend, and I'm hoping this guy is going to get data for me. Are you going to get something for me or not? No, it's not going to get anything for me. So I wrote the code and I've not tested it. This is the first time I'm testing it with you guys. So the idea is that that code is supposed to get me NDA templates, non-disclosure templates from the backend. So I have these AI requests, as you can see. It's calling that, and it's trying to trying to make a call. This is what it's trying to call. The name of the company is Revelation Angel, Consumer Goods and Retail. So, okay. I got some terrible results here. I have null here and I have consumer goods. Okay. So let me see if my data did save in the backend. Please, we get a general idea on what the app is. So the app, it's an HR application. It's an HR application. So that's what the app is all about. It's an HR application. So let me get to see. I want to debug the app. At this point, I'm supposed to be inserting into the database. So this is searching, but let me go and check the database if there's anything there. What I'm trying to do is to use AI to automatically get NDA, non-disclosure templates, so that I can use. But as it is, it's not generating anything for me. It didn't get to create that bit. I thought as much. So let's go and start debugging and see what went wrong. A lot of things what I've got wrong went wrong. So this is the code for the prompt to get a cached stuff. If there's Gemini returning a response, so that's where I am now. So that's where I am now to see if Gemini is, responding to me or not. So this is where, and by the way, any request I make, I catch it. So this is where I'm trying to get to check the catch, and it says record not found, but that shouldn't throw any error. If record not found, that shouldn't be a thing. You should go ahead and then call the endpoint. So that shouldn't throw any error also. Let me see. So let me check the data very well again. Oh, I'm checking the wrong data. So this is not where I'm supposed to be checking. There is a place for the system. The system save all requests. Any request that is sent to Gemini, I kind of saved it. So I'm checking the wrong place. This is supposed to be it here. So this is AI requests, and this is supposed to be, yes, I've seen it here. So I have 2 requests made. How did it get to be 2 requests? It's supposed to be 1 request. So this is the request that says generate an NDA for a company called this. This is the request, and in null industry. So this one is an error. It's not supposed to be in null. The industry is supposed to be specified. So the industry is consumer goods and retail, and that went well. So it gave me a result. This is what Gemini did return for me. So let's look at what Gemini returned, and let's turn this to a JSON. Can we beautify this guy? Okay, good. This is what Gemini returned for me, which is beautiful. So what I told it to do is, apart from the fact that you are calling an endpoint, or rather you are running and you are making an AI call. Thank you for following. Thank you. So I'm making an AI call, and I can actually tell it what I want it to return. So this is not returning the way I want it to return, because it gives me title, which is good, and each of the titles is supposed to come with content, not the other way around. So the title will come this way, and then I'm supposed to have inside the title like so. So I'm supposed to have a section that has a title. Inside the title, you will now have content. So inside the content, you will now have the content type and thereabout. So this was not, properly programmed, and I'm going to show you how to tell this guy what you want to return. So this is not it. So this is all the title, but I'm going to get to this one later. I saw another title here again. This is another title. So this content now came correct. This is how it's supposed to come. You're supposed to have the title. This is parties and recitals, whatever it is, and it has like two contents. The first content is a text. The other one is a text. There are types of content. Some are list based. So this is a list, for example. So this is not coming the way I want it. This is very, very poor. So what I would do is, what determine the way your content will look like is called schema, an AI schema. So I'm gonna redo the schema. The schema was generated for me by ChatGPT, and it did a terrible job. This is a terrible job of what I was expecting. So how do I get to fix the schema? If I go to, where's my AI guy? Okay, So this is the schema that is responsible for what you guys just saw. And the schema is supposed to tell you the kind of data, how you want the data to be returned so that you can process it for your own consumption. So the section is coming, I said that it should be an array. So let's see. The section is coming as an array, which is fine. That's this part here. It's coming as an array. And the next part is that, okay, this description is to describe what you want the section to hold. Then the item, since it's an array, you will need to have an item. So these are items of the array. So the first item is parties and agreements, which is supposed to be inside here. Okay, so inside that, so let me structure it the way it's supposed to look so that I can flow with the program. So inside this, I'm now supposed to have content like so. So I'm supposed to have contents. Then I can now have type. The type of content. So this type can then be, there'll be a comment here. It can be a list, text, or others. Doesn't this guy allow comments? So let me say this is text, so that I can now say, can I say value? I can now say value. I don't want to repeat the word content. Let's just say content, since that's what I've used before. Then this content will now be an array, because this can then be a kind of a paragraph. So this can be paragraph 1, like this, 2, 3, 4. So let's stop at 4. So why are you expecting a comma? So this is what I'm expecting to have, as opposed to what it has generated for me. I need to redesign the schema to make it look like this. So I have this content. Why is this guy not formatting? Oh, I see. This is supposed to be an object, not so that's an object. Okay, so it's looking better this way. So a section is supposed to be like this, that has contents, and the type of content can then determine what is here. Excuse me. So this stuff is a little bit complex, and you need to be able to first of all visualize it this way. So because I am having content, it's supposed to even be like this. I just thought about it again, so that each of these will now be an object, like so. So if this one is one object, this one is another object. So each content will now be the type of the content, So this can be a list, and inside it you can then determine the type of content that it is. Since it's list, we are now provided with so something like this can then have contents. Paragraph 1. So this can be paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Okay, so this then become one content. Let's just stop at 2 contents. And this can be a text. So I can say this is point 1 and point 2. So this language, I'm using Flutter and Golang, but what I'm doing now is that I'm trying to use AI to generate an NDA for me, non-disclosure agreement. But to do that, I need to create a schema. So this is me trying to build the schema to see how it will look like, then pass the schema to the AI to generate the results for me. So imagine the document. This is what the AI generated for me, but this is not what I wanted. So I'm recreating the schema in the image that I want. So this will be the title of a section, and inside the section you have contents. In the contents you have like sub sections, so to say. So here you have either is a list or is a text and others. So this type can hold so many things. So that terminates what I'm doing here. Aha. So everything that we see here will go. Everything that this guy generated for us will go. So you will then see what the AI will generate for us now. But before we go ahead, we need to then translate this one. What we've seen here now, we'll translate it to ChatGPT, or rather a schema. So because I use ChatGPT, I don't know about you. So what I would do is I want to let ChatGPT do this for me, because this is crazy. I have to now start going to it one after the other. So I will just tell it to do this use this sample below to generate the above schema. So which sample do I want to give it? I'm giving it this sample to generate the schema for me. Very easy. So instead of me trying to go through it, and that's one of the things that I did like to do. Yeah, so AI generated some of the things for me. So this is what you can see that is generating for me. So it's gonna use this one for me now. I'm not gonna read through it. I'm assuming that it's correct. I'm not gonna read through it. So let's go and replace this. This is what it generated for me before, and I got a result that I didn't like. So I'm redoing it now, and I'm assuming that it's giving me the right thing. One of the ways that I can know that it's gonna give me the right thing is I can at least look at it a little bit to see if it's correct. And so let's quickly do that and see if this guy is a little bit correct a little bit. So we have this section that has to do with the sections. So this is fixed, and we have the item. That's good. We have the contents here, and it's a type of array, which is good. Then inside it we have items because it's an array. We then have an object inside, right? And inside it we have type, which can be type of content, e.g. list and others. Then we have contents, which should literally be what we need. Thank you. I see that. So let's give it a try. and see if this works. Okay, now I have my new schema generated. I will then go and rerun my code, even though I'm having an error here because it's not matching what I've done. Let's go ahead and see if that will work. Before I start to generate that, I have to delete what is in the backend, because if I not delete it, it will be picking from the cache, So I have to come to, where is the guy? Yes, AI request. So for every AI request I make, I catch it so that I don't waste token. I don't know if it's still gonna catch it, because I also use something else. So this is it calling it. It's still gonna give me error, but that's fine. Even though it's gonna give error, I have the, oh, it did go through. Interesting. So it went through, but I'm not seeing the content. So let's see if our generated result is making sense now. This is the generated results. I have two results generated. I need to fix a bug there. It's generating two results. This is not time to fix the bug, but let me get to see the results that we have now. Okay guys, so let's see what we have now. Now we're having something better, kind of, or I'm not seeing the title of each sections. So what I can do is I can see the title now. So even though the title is not coming first, the content is coming first, but it doesn't matter. Let me just bring it up so that you can read through it. Now this is preamble. I just switched off what I was doing. Wow. Like seriously? Let me bring up the stuff has gone off on YouTube. So let me bring it back up. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Somebody asked me, see what they do. What are we creating? I'm using AI to do some stuff. So just follow through. You will understand what I'm doing. Now, this is the content. Let me bring where is the title guy? Title guy has gone off. But let's work with the second one. Now, this is a contract. This is supposed to be non-disclosure agreement template that I generated using Gemini. I generated this automatically, and this part is trying to talk about the definition of the terms, inside the agreement. But I don't know why it's not breaking it down the way I want it to break it down. So one of the definition is that it does this stuff. This thing that is put in here is supposed to put it in an array for me. That's the point of me doing all these things like this. So it say 1. Let me see if it ever get to 2 at some point. This thing longer. So yeah, it did talk about the definition and confidential information. It now went to a place where I have obligation and receiving parties. Obligation and receiving parties. Yeah. Non-disclosure obligation. Clinical. Yeah, it now has terms and termination. We now have remedies, right? And what have you. So this is the agreement. Done. Good. Did that well for me. But now I need to display it here. The user needs to be able to read the terms of agreement and then sign off on it. Remember that you can use wrap on VS Code. Okay, thank you for the follow. So let me quickly tell this guy to design. I don't know if this is how it's coming from the backend. I don't know if I'm missing some data out from the backend, but I can check to see if data is missing from the backend. So I think our schema is good now, better than before. The next thing I want to check now is what data is coming to the user. What's the user seeing? I need to quickly do that, as in what data is coming. Okay, I already know what data is coming to the user. So I need to map it out. Let me check that quickly. So if I go back and I try it again, I need to see the data as it is coming from the backend. So this is the data actually, but I think I'm returning a pointer. That's why I'm not seeing anything. So what I want to do is to print out the data so that I can make sure that the data is, because it's only the title that's coming, the content is not coming out. And that's because the content cannot be found with my structure. Okay. So we're done with this a little bit. I then need to go to, what's his name? To Flutter. So what am I doing in Flutter? I want to go and see the components that is showing this template. This is the component that is showing the template. And before I go into all these stuffs, I need to make sure that the data is coming out the way it's supposed to come out. So this is the provider. This is the guy. I will just print out the guy from here straight away. If I print it like this, it's not going to work. It's going to come in as, it's going to come in as an object. Okay, so I need to get it to where it will come out, because I need to inspect the data. Okay, so this is where the call is coming in, and we have our response turns into NDA template. But before it turns to a template, you can actually take a peek here to see what is happening. No wonder our app has stopped running. I was beginning to wonder, why is the app not responding to all the requests that I'm making to it? So it has actually stopped running. I closed the app at some point, but let's give it a go again. So you guys, if you are there, I'm also on YouTube. You can go and check me out on YouTube. Go and check me out. I'm actually streaming this live on YouTube. Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I want to run the simulation again. While that is going on, I can check ChatGPT to make sure that I have the objects well structured. So what do I mean by that? This is the object that I'm passing what everything is. I'm passing it into this NDA template guy. So I need to make sure that it fits into what I've done here. All these guys. So this is Hive. So I use Hive. So what I will just do is, I've already written this before. I can tell it to confirm it works with the above schema. So that will just do the confirmation for me. If it doesn't, if it's not in line, I will just adjust it. So it says it's almost aligned. So I know that there's a little bit of misses, and that's when I have content in the content. So that's where I have this content here. That's where the thing changes. So now it has done an update for me. I will just get the updates in there. Yeah, I think I've seen the changes. So now I have, let me show you what I have now. I have, oh, change is not that much. I have the template, I have the section, and I have the content. Yeah. List of contents. Okay, there's been some updates. Yeah, I thought as much. It has updated the UI. So I'll tell it to update the UI as well. So the UI has given an error, and I'll tell it to update the UI. So I've told it to go ahead and write the code for the UI for me and make adjustments as necessary. Okay, once that is done, why is our device is not showing again? Why? Finally showing. Okay, so it must have run the new code now, but I'm seeing so many errors. Oh, okay. Where are you getting all this error from? Ah, I see. I remember this error. Stateful widgets. Hello, Sarah. How you guys doing? Merry Christmas in advance. Okay, so I think my UI is my UI should be done rendering, and it should just be correct now. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, let's run our Flutter app. Additional Babatunde, can we chat? Yes, we can chat. Why not? My WhatsApp information is on my bio. Go to my WhatsApp. You can chat me up there, and I will respond appropriately. So, I kind of switched off everything, so I had to run the whole thing again, but it's coming up. Now, what I've done is I've been able to update the UI so that I can now have what I have here. Where is the guy again? Yes, this is what it generated for me. So we're going to look at it and see if this makes sense. Oh, it even generated all these signing things for me. So those are the things I'm going to tell it that it should stop. It should not do all this nonsense for me. Okay, so which one? Okay, we know which one is going to come off first based on the orderliness. I'm using M1, and by the way, my M4 is on its way. My M4 is coming up. It's coming up. That's my New Year gift to myself. My New Year gift to myself. My M4 is on its way. This one has reached its end of life. Right now, I'm streaming, and I'm also coding. That's heavy resource usage, so that's really crazy. But by next year, I should be using M4 to do all these things. You guys should go and check me out on YouTube and drop some comments there. I'm trying to see if the experience is better on YouTube than TikTok. Obviously, it's going to be better. It's going to be better, but I have a lot of audience on TikTok. There's a lot of people here on TikTok than YouTube. Thank you for the follow, Queens. Thank you. I'm trying to build this stuff. If you are doing a mobile application and you are running a slow system, you'll be frustrated, very frustrated. I'm sure the M4 will come. It's even M4 Pro I ordered. That thing is not cheap. That stuff is not cheap at all. So after many minutes, this guy is just responding to me now. That's so slow. So let's see if it works. All the changes I went to do. That's good. So it's working. This is what I'm expecting. However, before I continue, let me first change I like dark mode. I don't know why I have to be setting it every time. Oh, okay. I think I do know why I have to setting it every time. But I'll fix that. So let's go back and see that's terrible. So let's fix this. But as you can see, it's rendering the content, but let's just quickly fix this. That's what happened. AI generated the code for us. It didn't match our template. We just told it to go and do its own thing, and then it did that for us. So let's go ahead and do our thing like it's supposed to be, because normally I'm supposed to do all this code myself. Of course, you can still tell it to, use your template to do what it is you want to do. So first of all, you don't need to be shouting NDA templates there anymore. So I don't need to put that and make it that obvious on the top. NDA templates. So I don't think I need this. And there's a whole lot of stuff coming here in terms of the gap. What did it do here? Okay, so the section is building the section by itself. Now there's a new parameter now that you can pass to column, and that's called spacing. So if you have spacing this way, instead of you adding your gap inside, you can say spacing 16, and that takes care of that. So you don't necessarily need to put gap anymore. So that just fixed that for you. But we are still not done. We need to go inside this build NDA section and see what the heaven is doing. Now it's using card to design it for us. I don't know if I want to use card, but let it just be doing what it's doing. Let me see where it's having its own color. So I can see what it's doing here. First of all, I don't use text. I don't use text. I have my own customized object or customize. I have my own customized widgets or components that I use, so that will just suffice. So you can see that this is my own customized one that I use, and even the card that was used here, I have my own customized stuff that I use, but I will not really go in depth there. So since this is a title and I want it to be a little bit bolder, kind of, I can, and again I don't even need to specify this, it just accept that. So I can then say I want the size, font size to be, no, not size. It's been long I did this stuff. I can't remember all my, it's font size. Yeah, I know. You think I forgot? Nah, I didn't forget about you. So is large okay? I think large is okay. So that should take care of that part. Then the gap thing, okay, let me just ignore that one for now. So let me remove it inside the card. Let me remove the card thing that is happening there for now. So if I come to refractor, remove widget, so it's showing. So I think I've seen where the culprit is, because it's coloring it on its own. So I will use my default text, the content type, the style, no need of style, no need of coloring. We are good. Okay, so we have type text. Does it have to say text anywhere there? If no, you didn't need to say anything text. Text is not necessary. We don't need to say if it's a text or not. So this part is not needed in our explanation. So again, we're not supposed to be displaying black text at all. It's just being overzealous and adding its own coloring. Overzealous man. Okay, so it's looking better now. So I do understand that we can do a form of elevation for it to make more sense. But most times, yeah, you can have this background kind of a thing, go for it and then elevate. But I think this is better. So the non-disclosure agreement should look like this. Preamble, this non-disclosure agreement is made effective due blah 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 blah. So the idea is that this is supposed to be a template that you can push forth to your employee so that they can agree on. So once you sanction this, once you make it your thing, it becomes what will be sent to all your employees. So once you onboard new people, this is an HR application, by the way, for the people that did not start with us. So once you onboard new people, they'll come again. All this signing signature, it's not going to be there. It's going to be something you say, I agree, you know. So it's not going to come up with all these guys here. Let me complete the styling. I'm still not comfortable with the way it's looking. Yeah. So let me remove, there is a lot of padding that I don't like what's going on there. Okay, I just removed some gaps. Okay. What else do I need to remove that I don't like? So there's too much space in between each of the sections. So this is one session, this is another session, this is another session. Even though the space is not bad, but a little bit too much. I think that is going, let me check this one. Yeah, that did remove something. Let me check this one as well. So even though ChatGPT has generated code for you, that doesn't mean that, you know, you can. That's why I would tell people that AI is not going to take away your job. It's just going to enhance it. Instead of me worrying about myself doing, you know, a lot of things, I can just send it to ChatGPT and then do it for me, and then I can pick it up from there. That's the idea of the whole thing. Okay, now this is what has been generated. Okay. We still have too much gap on top. A little bit much gap. So each sections, top of each sections, is it here? I think it's inside padding. Okay, got here. So I've seen what was adding that space. So it's this one here, each of the contents. So I think we can just do 2. I think it's okay like this. So we can get, yeah, I think we're done with this one. How did you place the mobile phone screen on your, you just tell it to float, and then you have to be using what's the word now, Apple device. You have to be using Apple. Okay, the next thing I want to do is for me to move to other session to test the session so that you guys will see the full app, how it looks like. Let me show you guys the full app and how it looks like. So the next thing is to say next, and that way you get to this part. So if you go previous, you are here. If you go to the beginning, you are here. You are setting up a company platform for yourself. This might be your company, right? You are saying, okay, for everybody that wants to be part of my company, they will sign this non-disclosure agreement. So this is a template. You can make adjustment to say, oh, this should be like this, this should be like this, this should be like this. Once you have the stamp, you go to the next page. Hey, this guy is not in the middle. Something is wrong with this, my next button. Let me fix that next button quickly. So the next button is kind of hanging. Who did this one here? So I'll just pick from I'll just copy from one of the one that is working. I can't start cracking my head. So what I just did was to put it in center. So why did this guy just do another method for me? So let me put it in center and see what happened. Okay, so that fixed that issue, but it's kind of touching the bottom. I like it to flow. I like to have a little bit padding there. Who is going to be responsible for that? Does this one come with its own padding? This is also a custom store that I did. I have to put inside padding again. Okay, let me pad the guy. But I'm just gonna do only top. Okay, so I think it's better now. I like it this way. Please, do you have a course that will teach one how to do this from scratch? Yes, Riff FX. If you're interested, send me a DM. If you're interested, send me a DM. I have a course on this if you want to learn. Okay, so let's move on and see what happens. I have my next page. I can play with all these guys. I have my next page. I can select all the available positions in the world, and I can have, so I think I need to match the theme here. I did spend a lot of time working on this part. These job requirements for each locations or each jobs in the organization. I did spend a lot of time here, but as you guys know, I've not spent any time here at all. I just rushed this up, but I did spend a lot of time crafting this section, which is supposed to be JD for each role, full description of each role, and you can also see the reporting line for those roles. And as you move, you can see the progress bar telling you when you will finish. Oh, we just jumped into a place and I did not even notice that. That is policy setup. You can also set up policy that you want your employee to look through. This is also another documentation. I like the way this one. I also spent some time here. So notice the way I did the title and also description before I now went into details. Eventually that's what the NDA will look like, but I don't have time to start doing fine-tuning now. It's gonna be so boring if I'm doing the fine-tuning and you guys are watching. It's gonna be so boring, but eventually I'm gonna do it. So I can move on next. This is another policy. You have details. So I also use, this is also generated by AI generated all these guys. So it gives description, then details, description. So let me show you guys its own structure. So this is policy document schema. So for policy, you have title, description, section, like that. Documents determine the way the schema is gonna look like. Contracts are always straightforward. Details, title, but policy a little bit different. And we have pension policy, you have this policy, and what have you. And at the end, you are done. You've successfully set up the application, and then you can start using the application. But I need to make sure that once somebody come up, oh my, this thing is still plenty. God, got a lot to do. Just remember that I have a lot to do right now. Let me go back to this part. I need to sit down here and do it very well. So at the point where we sign up, I then need to make sure that this now becomes part of the policy or part of the NDA. So let me show you the database for that. This is the backend data. This is the data, so to say. And this is the table. Empty for now. This is supposed to be the template. Empty now. At the point where you sign off, you know that you'll be able to make adjustments to this. Whatever adjustments you make will just be in this column, in this table. And then you have the template section and what have you. Let me see what that. Okay, you have the content, you have the section. I can always come back and build this to match what it is that I've done. So, do you guys have any question before I go dark? I'm about to go dark. When I go dark, I don't talk again, I just code. So this point, is this VS Code? Yeah, this is VS Code. So if it's your first time you're chatting, you're here, say hi. If it's your first time here, say hi. Let me see you, let me recognize you. Let me welcome you to the process guide team. If it's your first time here, let me know. Okay, Rerex, it's your first time. Welcome to the platform. Thank you for joining. Kendrick, welcome to the platform. Johnson, welcome to the platform. If you are interested in tech, you want to know about coding, make sure you send me a DM. We're also live on YouTube. If you want to have a big view or you want to have like a thorough view of what I'm doing, go to YouTube. You see what I'm doing right now. I'm streaming live on YouTube. Digitize Study, welcome to the platform. Dagadu, how are you doing? Welcome to the platform. So Merry Christmas in advance, guys, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. So any question for me? Thank you for those people that send me gifts. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you head straight to my YouTube channel and go and subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you are watching this, go and subscribe. Same handle on YouTube. Yes, same handle. Hello, Merry Christmas in advance. Same to you. Jolotech, same to you. Jolotech, same to you. So if you are here, you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. What I'm doing right now is streaming live on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, you're watching me, come to my TikTok account and also come and follow. Is VS Code same as Flutter? VS Code is VS Code now. Is it worth it to become a DevSecOps? Is worth it to do anything? Oh my guy, if you want to do anything, just go and do it. Don't wait for somebody to say something is worth it or not. How do you keep the emulator window on top, the IDE window without it being back? Number one, you have to make sure that you are using this emulator is from, you have to be using an Apple device for it to come up. Number one. Number two, once you set it up, you come to Windows and you click stay on top to always stay on top. What would you suggest for state management in Flutter? River pod or block? Pick any one that you are most comfortable with. I use River pod. That's the first one I used and that's the one I'm using. So just pick any one and start working on it. Okay, but is the salary good or the salary are inflated for TikTok viewers? My guy, don't do anything because of money. Oh. You will get frustrated. Don't do anything because of money. You will get frustrated. What if the money does not come? Then you would have wasted your time. So do something that you are proficient at. right? Something that you're proficient at. So that's just the advice I will give you. I need a roadmap to start from scratch, bro. Levels, how you doing? A roadmap to start from scratch. What do you want to start from scratch? That's the question. I can't just give you a roadmap to where. Where's the roadmap going to? Tell me where you want to go to, and then I will tell you how you can get there. Big Lem, thanks. Kendrick smiling. What's moving at the back of your PC? Which back of my PC? How? I need to water this plant. Okay, that reminds me. Let me water my plant. Okay, I'll water it later. This isn't my plant now. Is this what you're talking to? Is that what you were saying? What's moving in the back of your PC? I'm not using a PC, I'm using a Mac. I'm a Mac guy, not a PC guy. Okay, software engineering, my guy. Software engineering, I can't give you the roadmap. We will sleep here. We'll not go sleep for here today. But if you want to start software engineering, I think the first thing you need to go and do is go and learn object-oriented programming. Go and learn object-oriented programming. It will really task you in how to think. That's just the quick one I can just push to you right now. Go and learn object-oriented programming. This is all. Oh, I run some prints. That's why this guy keep dumping this thing here. So let me clear the prints that I did. Yeah, avoid using prints. I know. Tell me about it. Who is printing all this? Okay, this is not from my code, obviously, because there's some things. There's a lot of places that print has been used and abused. Let me just focus on the one that I used myself and clean all the prints that I did. So I'll remove this one. The remaining part of the prints are needed. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and subscribe. We also take subscription on TikTok as well, so you can subscribe on both TikTok and YouTube. We are open to all form of subscription. Thank you for following. Paz Z, if you are not following, please go and follow. Make sure you are following us on TikTok. Make sure you are following us anywhere, everywhere. Follow us anywhere and everywhere we go to. Make sure you are following. I'm actually creating an app, but right now I'm about to go and sleep or watch movie. I think I'm about to watch movie instead. What do you guys think? There's this movie I want to watch. Not that the movie I want to watch. I will just